Sorry about that. I hopefully you can hear me now. I had to go off and come back on to make sure. No, I disconnected and now I'm back on. Can you hear me okay now? Anyone hear me? Let's see. And if anyone's there, can you just let me know that you can hear me? I would appreciate it. So once again, I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I think there's a call that came through. I don't. It didn't come on my phone, but the place where I am, undisclosed location, and it may have disrupted the Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna, and it's not a hotel, so I can't blame the darn hotel for it. So, but anyway, we're gonna move forward. So, is your hotel open? Did you go back to work? I'm here. You can hear me. Thank you so much, Sarah Good. Sarah Good all the way from the west. I mean, from the west coast, from the east coast, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. I can't remember one of those. But thank you so much, Sarah, for joining in. I had some technical difficulties, so I had to actually log off because people couldn't hear me, and then I had to come back on. So I do apologize for that. But when you're in an undisclosed location, you never know what's gonna happen. So, but is your hotel open? Did you go back to work? And I mentioned this. This is what I was talking about this when I got cut off. So it's all about creating some content. Create some good content where you are. If you're a hotel, what's going on in your hotel. You have restaurant. What's going on in your restaurant? What's your special? What about your chef? You got a celebrity chef. What about him or her? Make sure you highlight those people. So thank you so much for that. Use social media consistently to get your message out. Whatever your product or service is, stay relevant, and it should be a huge part of your marketing strategy. So make sure that it is. So make sure you do utilize that. What about non-meat eats? We're talking about. I didn't go to any restaurants last week. Okay, believe it or not, any restaurants outside of my house, right? So, but that doesn't mean I didn't prepare anything. If I don't go to a restaurant, I'm always preparing non-meat eats that I can share with you. So today, or no, it was actually yesterday, I made this spicy mushroom tofu curry. It was mushrooms. I had oyster mushrooms and cremini mushrooms, um, and Thai chili peppers, which means it's extra spicy. And I use, instead of like cream and milk that regular recipes probably would call for, I use coconut milk with tapioca starch. So any vegan or plant-based person knows what tapioca starch is, and it's a thickening agent that makes it thick and creamy and make it savory. And you mean when I mean good, I mean it was. Oh, I love tofu curry or mushroom curry. So that was my non-meat eat of the week. So you guys know like I said, I'm not vegan, but I call myself 100% plant-based. So either I'm at a restaurant, plant-based restaurant, or I prepare my own food. So there you go. That's probably the best way to do it, just to prepare your own food. Hotels, are we being consistent with our content or messaging during these COVID times? Well, COVID's behind us now, right? So can I keep saying that? I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss now because California's open, and I'm still saying some of the stuff I was saying last week, right when California was closed. But I think it's still consistent. I think we still have to make sure we're being consistent with whatever the message is, whatever the time is. Is it COVID time? Is it post COVID? Whatever. We still need to make sure that we're putting things out. We're make sure our protocols are consistent. I think I mentioned this a little while ago. Just make sure your protocols are on your website and they're consistent. So whatever your website is and whatever is happening in your lobby, make sure those are consistent with each other. And I mentioned California is already open. We don't have to go back to that again, but you want to make sure that if you have restaurants, are your restaurants open? If you had a buffet before, do you still have a buffet now? So make sure that those things are consistent on your website as well as what's going on in person. Contact information. How do you get a hold of this Russell of Hotels? Well, one way, Russell at RussellofHotels.com is my email address. And I'm on Twitter, IG, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Clubhouse, all at Russell of Hotels. So just look for you can go to Google and just type in Russell of Hotels. But if you want to use my real name is Russell Edmond, Edmond. So either way will find me. And then also I have a website, and that's RussellofHotels.com. And I was told 2 days ago that I had a glitch in my system where you go to my website and say you wanted to make a reservation. That tab has been, I don't know, it's not working. So I still haven't fixed the problem. So please bear with me if you do go to my website and you make reservations for there. There's an issue with it, and I think the issue is more with the company that gave me the link than it is with my website. But I think there's something I didn't have a conversation. I do apologize for that, but and it's been disabled for lack of a better word. So you can't go to my site now and make a reservation. So, but that should be fixed hopefully by end of the week, if not sooner. Okay, but thank you so much, Marcia, for bringing that to my attention. Go marketing disruptor, sponsorship opportunities. If you're interested in being on the show, that's one. Like Marette was on the show last week. You know, she talked about her brand, talked about marketing, talked about all those different things, right? So if you want to come on the show, talk about your brand, I mean, you're more than welcome to do that. Just give me a call or just go to my website or just email me, russell@russellofhotels.com, and I'll let you know exactly what that entails. Or you can go to my website, russellofhotels.com, and you'll see everything that's listed and what you get for to being on the show, and you know all the things, all the bells and whistles that come along with it. Say you're having a hotel grand opening. This would be a great time, right? You're grand opening your hotel. You're opening a new menu. You got vegan options, right? And you didn't have vegan options before, and you want me to talk about it. You know, all those different things. You know, I just came up with it. You know, it's funny how I just pull stuff out, right? So, but anyway, whatever that is, you can always come on and talk about it because that's what the show is all about. It's about people in the hospitality space coming on and talking about their careers, how they started, whatever. So that's what it's all about. What is the Russell of Hotels group? Branding, digital marketing via social media. I help you build your presence through videos and what else? What else? And of course, I host a live show like I'm doing today, right? So there's a couple different things that I do, and I won't go into detail with all of them, but the digital marketing, the branding, you know, helping you stay relevant. That's the majority of what I do. But I also do hotel site selection for companies and organization, help them find the next site for their meetings. So a meeting or a group is considered 10 rooms more. So I help those groups find um, a suitable location for their next event. And then, like I said, also I am a live show host and podcast host. Been doing it now 100 and what is it, 117 shows? Oh, I'm sorry, 112 shows. Excuse me. Man, I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, how is your professional or personal brand staying relevant? I talk about this all the time. In fact, I think I just talked about it. Knowing what you know. Okay, let me back up. Getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. So these are four things I ask every week. Now this is for you to answer, not for me to answer, but it's for you to ponder and answer these questions. Number one, how is your professional or personal brand staying relevant? And that doesn't matter, COVID, non-COVID, whatever. What are you doing to stay relevant? Number two, knowing what you know now, is there anything that you are doing differently or that you should do differently or will do differently? Number three, have you connected with anyone new lately? That's imperative that we connect with people all the time, new, old, even people we used to work with, or maybe people got furloughed. Then we pick up the phone and call these people and see how they're doing. Make sure people are doing okay. It's all right to do a welfare check. It's okay. Number four, what has the situation taught you? Now that we are out of this COVID, I hope so. It's in our rearview mirror. What has this situation taught you? I mean, like I said, these are questions for you to ask, you know, not for me. More social media presence, and this is jumping into something else. Do we have more social media presence? Are we doing more lives? Are we doing podcasts? Do you know what a brand advocate is. I always mention this every week. What is a brand advocate? I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But before I get to that, is your content boring? Because some people think I don't post because I think it's boring, or I'm gonna post consistently because I think my content is boring. Guess what? It's not, because it's reaching someone. It's good. It's there for someone, right? So sometimes we all get frustrated with maybe when we post and maybe enough people are not looking at it or seeing it or making comments, but it's all about that one person that does, right? So that's what I try to do, is just focus on one person. Now if it reaches the masses, that's wonderful, but is every posting that you do going to reach the masses? No, it's not, but it's still going to get your brand out there, people see it. And that's the important thing. And I'm not going to go on a long drawn out why this is important, but for people to think my content is boring or it doesn't matter. Think again, it does matter. Social media is important. Social media is not going anywhere. I think it's how we do social media is the most important thing. Are we being more creative? Are we still just doing just regular still pictures? But are we utilizing like lives? Are we doing like lives, or are we doing remixes? You guys ever heard of the IG remix? I did one a couple of days ago. I thought that was kind of cool. So on one side, it's a old video that I had, and then on the other side, it's a kind of a up to date video of me. So like I'm just here talking, and I'm talking and I'm pointing at this video that's to my left, right? So and the words are appearing above me, so I'm pointing at them, and it's kind of funny, right? So I guess it's IG's um they're trying to be like what is it, TikTok. It's their answer to a TikTok, right? So and people say, well, TikTok's not professional. Well, guess what? Look at TikTok and look up Marriott hotels and see if they're on TikTok, and you tell me if that's not for businesses, okay? Because some people think, oh, the kids do that, it's all about dancing. No, unfortunately it's not. You got a lot of adults on there doing some things too, okay? And you got a lot of brands doing things as well. So check it out. So, but IG Remix is a version of that, and you get a lot more engagement on that as well. So do the reels, but check out the reels IG Remix. And if you don't know how to do it, you can DM me on IG, and I'll tell you how to do it. And I just took another drink of water. So it's actually pretty interesting. It's kind of funny, and you reach more people. So anyway, so there you go. So no, your content is not getting boring. I think you just need to deliver it differently. So and IG Remix is a way to do that. Shout out, and I've been saying hello and to her already, but I already had this in my notes, to a shout out and a thank you again to Maret Padovani for being last week's guest. And I think, oh, there we go. Can you hear me now? I think I froze for a little bit. Another technical glitch, maybe. But we're gonna finish the show and keep going. So I'm almost done. So bear with me. So marketing is never about you. It begins with your audience and what they want. Once you know what your audience wants, connect them with your product or service in the way they want to receive it. Okay, so remember that. Hotel brand advocate. Remember I mentioned a little while ago, what is a hotel brand advocate? Is a guest or employee of a business who proactively shares info about your hotel to their networks via social media, word of mouth, emails, or through content without any incentive other than their love for the brand. So do we have those people? Do we know these people? Do we have employees that are just passionate about working for us, that maybe we can put them on a video, of course, with their permission, of course, but give a testimonial about your hotel? I think that's where um, social media or postings or content creating will go to, a little bit more, maybe testimonials, maybe, you behind the scenes. And, people have flaws, right? And flaws are good. Me getting on here and, I'm not perfect all the time. And I had glitches in the system. And Sometimes I say the wrong thing, or maybe something I can't even think of something to say. But guess what? That's me. That's how I am, right? So it doesn't take anything away from me. It's just that's just how I am. So when people say, well, people need to be their authentic self on social media, well, guess what? I'm being my authentic self. This is me. So it's okay, and it's okay. So I think that's the piece that people tend to miss. That we just need people to talk about our brands. Like I said, if it's a brand advocate, an employee, or a guest that stays with us all the time, why not have him or her come on and talk about, maybe have a little quick live or something like that. We can interview random guests that are coming in. You don't think that would go far with people that are interested in staying at your hotel? I think it would. So think about those things. Let's see what else. And before I get to the four P, no, I'm gonna go the four P's, and I'm gonna end the show with this other thing. Okay, these are my four P's. Purpose: know why you're doing what you're doing. Number two, people, be a leader, be inclusive. So these are Russell of Hotels, the four P's. I'm not sure if I even said that before I started talking, but I'm gonna say this again. These are Russell of Hotels, four P's. I'm gonna start over. Number one, purpose. Know your why. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Number two, for people, be a leader, be inclusive. Number three, passion. Either you have it or you don't. So if you're gonna do a radio show, make sure you have some passion. And I know Marette does, so I don't have to say that. I don't have to ask you that because I know you have a passion to do it. And number four, perseverance. Be consistent. Continue to evolve. Don't give up, and swerve when you need to. Okay, swerve, that's a big deal. People use pivot. I use swerve. Okay, leaders need to have more empathy. And it's funny, I have to change this. Okay, so it says leaders need to have more empathy, and it said during COVID times. No, they just need to have more empathy. The heck with the COVID times, because COVID is over, right? It's behind us. So just have more empathy, especially with things that are going on. And like I said, there's still some things that we don't know that are going to happen. But that's for another show. So I'm not even going to say that at this point. Be more inclusive with your team. Use this time to develop yourself, separate yourself from the pack, learn something new, invest in yourself, and always stay relevant. And focus on what you can control. The rest of that crap, don't even worry about it. And your brand is your culture. And the last thing I want to end the show with, when making a hotel reservation, always remember to book direct. Okay, let's kind of, and I don't have anything against the third parties, but I know, because I came from the hotel space, I know that it costs us more, us meaning hoteliers, it costs us more to take that reservation from a third party. Okay, so if you book direct, it's good. If there's issues, you deal with the hotel direct. But if you do a third party and you have issues with the hotel, guess what? You have to go to that third party for them to rectify the situation. And what are they going to do? They're going to call the hotel. So why not have a direct line to the hotel instead of going through this party and that party to connect the hotel? So there you go. That's my show for the day. Thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, show number 112. I do apologize for the technical difficulties that you may have experienced, or no, you didn't, not may, you did experience. So I do apologize for that. And hopefully next time that won't happen. But like I said, I'm at an undisclosed secret location, and I think that's the issue. Okay. So anyway, you guys take care. Have a great week. And I'm gonna see if my closing thing works. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Have some tacos.